All right, everybody. We live, man. It's Thursday again, the Triple Profits Podcast. We got Tavante the Guru.
Yeah.
And
Respect every
JD,
syllable.
every syllable. And JD McLemore, the champ of real estate. I'm Marcus the Money Man. And we got a interesting topic. Guys, did you know there's no straight line to success in business?
Man, of course, man. It's the most intriguing, emotional roller coaster you're gonna ever have to deal with trying to build your own business.
I thought it was initially. I thought I just do these things, follow these steps, and then I'm gonna be successful. But I was surprised that that's not true.
Man, so we just got to give up until we find that right pattern, right, of success, instant success. Where is it at, man?
I did that for a while. That doesn't work out well.
I was gonna say, man, usually that instant success comes with later on regret or some sort.
Yeah.
Like what, man?
Man, you know, like it's that old saying, you know, like a quick dollar usually is gonna cause you some type of pain. It's not gonna be a good thing. So usually if something seems too good, it's not going to benefit you in the long run. That's how I feel like it is with this business or building your own business. You have to, I'm realizing this a lot going through this real estate with this roller coaster, especially how this market is changing. You have to go through certain trials and tribulations to really, really build the foundation and solidify your business in the long run. Because if you don't go through those trials and tribulations, you'll have no idea how to deal with them when they come up, because they are going to come up at some point in your business, you know? So I've just learned like that. Usually when you get a quick dollar, you either underappreciate it, or there's some type of hindrance that comes with it that you don't recognize. So it's like, you know, you always hear those stories about people that win the lottery and win a bunch of millions, and then in less than a year they broke again.
Yeah.
Because they never went through the trials and tribulations of building up that foundation to have that money, and they kept their same old habits. And you can't keep the same type of habits. You can't. They always say if you can't manage $1,000, you can't manage $1 million.
Facts.
Totally facts. Totally facts. I love what you're saying, JD. I'm gonna say it in a little more guru-ish way.
Talk that talk.
It's the process of doing anything is about belief and being. You know, we use the word I'm gonna try to start a business. If you're trying to start a business, you failing, because trying is an illusion. There is no such thing as trying. Like Yoda said. He said either do or you don't do. Try is like the word we use to fill in the blanks that we don't know what we're talking about. But either you're doing it or you're not. You're doing a business. Failure is a part of the process. Failure is what takes that metal and hones it, and hones your confidence, hones your ability to stand on what you say you're going to do and do it. And then when you get done in the process, you are a business owner because of the process you went through. And then that when a problem comes, you're not going to fold, because you are a business owner, and a business owner is a problem solver. And so you're just not easily, bothered by the chaos that comes. You're actually excited about the chaos because you know you're going to solve that problem and make more money.
Hey, that definitely deserves a like and a comment in the description below. Go ahead, subscribe.
No, that's for real. That's for real.
Yeah. Now, straight up though, man, I was thinking about this too, right? You know, we're in the middle of the third quarter, and this is prime time. We got a lot of stuff going on in the world. Locally, man, kids are going back to school now. Yep. So the summertime is ending. In some places, it's still 110 degrees here, but summertime is about to start ending in other parts of the world. And man, business is going to take a shift. So no matter where, if you're in the service business, it's going to be a shift. If you're in the food and hospitality business, right, it's a shift now, right? Not as much traffic. If you own those businesses and especially if you're just getting started and you're now going through one of those seasons, it could be kind of jarring. I remember last year when we went through the summertime and I'm thinking, cool, everybody's at home, business is about to be booming. And we hit July and I was like, what the calls at? Everybody leave Bakersfield because it's hot as hell.
Yep.
They get out as much as possible, but they return in August. And as they return, calls go up. So as the business owner, I was not prepared for that shift in July, but this past July I was ready for it. And even when it pulled back a little bit more than what I expected, I understood that in a couple of weeks, the turn was coming. Nice. It's that mindset. It's not a straight line, but it is a pathway.
Yeah, it kind of crazy. So it's almost like you have to, and I love Tavante's mindset on that. You got to embrace those struggles. You got to appreciate those hard times. You know what I mean? Like as much as you got to almost celebrate those hard times as much as you do the good times, because they go hand in hand. It's a yin and yang thing. So, like it's so funny. Like I've caught myself like I thank God for some of the trials and tribulations that I've had with whether it be crazy clients or crazy deals, because it's made me so much more confident going into new deals, because I know how to handle if shit goes left. Yeah. If something comes up, if the client gets quiet or whatever's going on them, I know how to handle the situation now. So it doesn't feel like that while you're going through it. It feels like turmoil, it feels like chaos. But when you come out of it, it definitely makes you stronger. More prepared. Like to Marcus's point, like it's almost like it made you more prepared. Like you went through it last year and kind of spooked you a little bit. You got through it and then you were prepared for it coming up this year. So when you saw the dip, you didn't even have to react to it. You knew it was coming.
So now Tavante, man, what's going on in the non-emergency medical transportation space right now, man?
So let's see. Recent things happening is that we just had a grant open up. A grant open up and close. We just did our process applying. Actually, the last few weeks has been kind of crazy applying for the grant, which is going to be an amazing addition to our services. The whole goal in non-emergency is that they're trying to bridge the gap of services. And to me, that says a lot. What they're saying is that there are people who need to get to their appointments that can't get there. That says need, huge need. And there's opportunity for expansion on my end. And especially I think it's going to be in rural areas. So my business is going to have to shift, because right now my business operates in the metro area right now. So my style of doing trips is going to have to shift. I've already kind of foreseen that. So as we start growing our business, we start looking at different vehicles. We have to start shifting to different kind of vehicles and a different kind of style of doing our work. But I'm excited about that because it's a huge opportunity coming up. And I'm hiring people, which is great.
Yeah.
So
you get some drivers?
I successfully hired one person. They started today, actually, the first day of their training day. I'm gonna be Denzel training day. Actually, the first day I was like, look, I curse a lot, so this is how it is.
That's perfect.
Most cursing for the clients, we're good, but when we talking, I'm cursing, I'm fuck shit. This is how I talk.
Yeah. Gonna hit him with the hit this.
Don't do it.
Yeah, so that's really dope. I'm really excited about her joining the team. We did a really great job of hiring her. And I'm really great at what we did. Very excited about that. And we're expanding our services, not just doing the transportation, but also adding business opportunity, adding opportunity for other transportation companies, whether they're taxi cab service, but they're not doing the Medicaid trips. They want to get access to that. We're offering them a pathway to do that. Even someone who's new to the business has no experience. You know, we definitely have a plan. We have a system that we can roll them into. So we're excited about that. So it's just a lot of good things going on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Devontae is top tier, man. He's putting the plan together.
I love it. I love it.
No, that's good, man. And I know we chopped it up a little bit before we went live, and he was saying, you know, not to give away too much of the sauce, but he implemented some of the good stuff in there, and it's yielding some good results. And you know, I know the drive and the effort he's been putting to it these last couple of weeks. You're going to yield some big results just from your efforts alone. So
I appreciate that, bro. Thanks for that.
Yeah,
Sure,
I'm excited about that, man. JD, man, how's the housing market right now, man?
Oh man,
Is it?
housing market?
I ask you like everybody else. Is it a good time to buy a house?
Like everybody say, always it all depends on your situation. Always depends on your situation. Housing market is definitely slowed down, like we knew it would. Um, you know, with rates going up, you know, the Fed is trying to curb this inflation thing, so it's increasing rates. And so naturally that's going to decrease the amount of qualified buyers, you know, with the amounts that they're going to be paying going up. But it's still a good thing for buyers if you can qualify now, you know. So that's why I say it depends on your situation, because the problem before was you were fighting everybody in there else. It was a battle royal. So you're fighting everybody and their mama to buy a home. So, you know, you were getting, you could get qualified with the lower interest rate. They were dating, they're giving away the money, but because everybody and their mom was out buying, you were paying 30,000. You know, I remember I had a client, we went 20,000 over asking, you know, 21-day close and still got beat out.
Wow.
So yeah, man, you know, you had these, it was heartbreaking at times, but now that it's slowing down, naturally the rates, like I said, the rates are going to increase what you're paying a month, but there's way less competition. So now these houses are sitting on the market longer. We have more inventory. So you can go in, you can start negotiating and ask for the closing costs back. You know, like there are different ways you can go about it. So if you can get qualified and you need to buy a home now, it's still a good time to buy a home. If you're in the other situation where you needed a lower rate, things like that, you might want to wait until the rates start dipping. And we're projecting that it looks like they'll probably start dipping about the beginning of the year. But like I said, it all depends on your situation where you stand. But if you can afford to buy right now, because I tell people, I tell my clients, I'm like, marry the home, date the rate, you know, date the interest rate. Basically what that means, if you find a home that you love, go ahead and get in that home right now. And then once interest rates dip in about a year, refinance and get the lower rate, you know. So like just date the rate for right now, wine it and dine it, and then don't get attached to it because you can change it. Just that, and that's what a bunch of people did last year when they saw the rates change. They restructured their loan. They went ahead and did a refinance, got a better loan. So yeah, so other it definitely has you've seen it slow down with the amount, like I said, amount of buyers that are out there. But what it feels like where people are thinking it's gonna be a crash, we're like, no, it's more of a correction, because what happened after the pandemic was totally unforeseen. And that market just changed up everything because they, you know, the Fed then did a lot of things to increase the economy. So they're trying to boost the economy and get everything. So that created a crazy stir, which now created this crazy inflation that we're dealing with now. So now what it's going back to is more of a normal market. It's going back to what it was before the pandemic. Houses are sitting for a while. You have to price the house correctly to get it sold, you know? So what you were getting 3 months ago for a home, you aren't going to get that now, you know? So you're going to need to drop that by about 10, 15% what you saw about 3 months ago, 3, 4 months ago. and that'll be the correct pricing for your home. So yeah, just naturally the natural order of things, just it's an ebb and flow when it comes to real estate. The economy as well. We have upticks and we have downticks. And right now that's what we're seeing. We're just seeing a downtick from a huge uptick that we had. We're just seeing it slowly kind of escalate down and become more normal to what we're used to seeing. So it's just an adjustment, but you figure out, you move, you bob and weave, move with the punches and whatnot, and do just what you need to do to, to stay in front of the curve is how I look at it.
Man, and no, I agree too, man. And I remember I bought my house in my first house I bought was in April of 2008. And if you remember the bubble burst like around October time frame. So I'm buying the house, man. And after I'm in there for about a month or two, the value just drops. And I had like a 6.5 interest rate, right? Because the payments were just crazy. But a year later, I was still able to refinance and like drop my monthly payment by like $150. So like you said, you buy the house, not the loan. Don't bear that rate. You date the rate. I was good. We loved the house. It was good to go.
Yeah, and if you're still within your budget, you're still fine. So don't get attached. That's the cool thing. You don't have to get attached to that monthly mortgage that you're paying, as long as you're comfortable paying it and it fits within your budget and your structure.
Right.
Pay it. But you can't. I try to tell people you can't get into this. Well, it was this much before, and I don't think you can't get into that thing because it always that's like me complaining about what housing prices were after the bubble. We don't have that type of market right now. You got to deal with what the economy is giving you right now. So all that is long gone. I tell the sellers the same thing. Yeah, I understood your house was worth this much beginning of the year, but you're not gonna get that much. It just is what it is. Like nobody's coming with 30,000 over asking no more because they don't have it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, with this, right? So we got a couple things going on, right? Obviously, like you said, they're trying to curb inflation to reduce the prices of stuff, right? Rent's not gonna go down, but the cost of the consumer goods could potentially go down. So I'm looking at that, right? Because if you want a nice refrigerator now, brand new refrigerator, one of the stainless steel, you're looking 14 to 18 out here in California for like lower end type of refrigerator. And that's up from, I bought a bare bones, about 10 years ago, and it was almost $1,000. It was like $975. So if you look at that over the last couple of years, it's like $500 average that it done went up. But when we started in the middle of the pandemic, new stuff wasn't available. So the prices shot up then. So in 2020, because they only had so much inventory. And because the inflation was rising, it just continued to rise up. Now I'm curious to see what's going to happen when, supply is now there, right? They've been catching up. Are they still going to be able to sell those appliances at those prices? Because I like those prices because it makes the repair look better, right? Yeah, fix it for $600 or go pay $2,500 for it.
Right.
Now if it starts to drop back down, I wonder if that's going to mess up supply chain. I wonder if some, lines are going to get discontinued. One of the major ones, Decor, had sold to Samsung a few years ago. And in the middle of the pandemic, they shut down all of their parts available. And it all shipped over to Samsung stuff. And it was like a nightmare to get parts. So it was one, you couldn't buy one. And two, you couldn't get parts. So we were just kind of like, sorry, you got to luck on your oven type of deal. Should have bought a Whirlpool. But so, man, I'm trying to combat that. And then, obviously I'm in the middle of trying to hit the $1 million revenue goal with growth. So it's like, okay, do I pause the growth to see what's going to happen, or do we just react and pivot? So I'm making the decision just to hit the gas pedal. You know, I thought about it the last couple of weeks. I've been ripping and running. Everything's just trying to stop me from moving forward. But man, today it was just kind of like, it was just a calm. Nothing was working out, but it was just like, yeah, whatever.
That's good, man. Hey, that's a good place to be, though.
It is.
That's a good place to be mentally, man, where you're not letting that outside noise shake you.
Yeah.
At all. Shoot, let this be like 2 months ago, a month ago, boy.
Stress the
I
fuck
was
out.
wondering because you ain't called me for an old fashioned.
I
night,
know.
so.
Last week, it could have been last week. I was like, man, it was bad, man. I still don't have any insurance, and today I'm just kind of like, yep, they don't got no insurance. But I have insurance, but I want new insurance. I got these new bands coming. I need to put them under the policy. Don't get next commercial or next nothing. I don't promote next unless you just need something general liability. Grab that. But man, they canceled their commercial auto policy.
Why?
So I re-upped my policy in July, and literally like 4 or 5 days later, they stopped doing commercial auto. So I'm buying these 3 new vans, and I called to get a quote. How much would it be? And she's like, "Well, we don't do that anymore." So
unbeknownst to you,
I got 3 vans that got shipped over from Italy, getting driven here to California. It'll probably show up Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, whenever. And I got to put them under insurance, and none of the insurance people calling me back. Even my workers' comp folks like I hear locally, they still ain't called me back.
Wow.
So it's been one of the today I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever, we'll figure it out.
It's gonna get figured out. Exactly. It's gonna work out. You're gonna be straight.
Yeah. You know what I realized too is, man, like as a business owner, like when you stress out like that, the way I look at it is like, if I'm stressing out, my usual self, you know how I am when I'm full of jokes, I'm laughing, I'm having fun, you know what I'm saying? I'm like saying crazy shit, like that's me usually. If I'm not bringing that to the table, I'm being a fraction of myself. And that's what happens when you stress out. When you start stressing out, you start being a piece of yourself. But that's the you that is made the business what it is. So if you're not being your full self, then you're stressing about it, and then you're not bringing yourself to the table. It's like doubly bad. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to look at this shit and be like, that don't even matter. I know I'm still gonna make this shit happen. I just know that this somehow is gonna make something else better that I don't even know what's gonna make better. I don't know how it's gonna make it better, but this shit that's happening right now that's bad is actually set up for something that's actually better. That's how you got to see it.
100%.
100. It's so. I ain't gonna lie. Like for a long time, I struggled with that. You know what I mean? That was one of the things I just struggled with. That you get, because I feel you exactly. Like when you said that hit home for me, because I know when I get into a period when I'm stressed or anxious like that, I definitely, like, people can see it in me. Like JD ain't himself. He ain't his energetic, jokey self. He's not. It just comes. I could be laughing and still cracking jokes. People can still feel that different energy in me. But then on top of that, it completely eliminates my mental creativity, my mental ability to be able to figure out a solution to a problem. It completely takes that away from me, and it puts me in a just, I don't want to, not even necessarily a woe is me state, but more so of a stuck state, a stuck mental state where it's just like, you know what I mean? Like how you said, Devontae, like, like I'm just gonna figure this out, this is gonna work out. I'll get in this like, damn, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna get out of this situation. You know what I mean? And so I used to have that bad where it would bug me for days on end. And so now more so like I've definitely learned and adapted and gotten tools where when I see that coming up, I feel it, I go through a moment, and then I'm done with it. I'm just like, okay. I'm just like, it is what it is. I start identifying and I label that feeling. Like, oh, you feel like this because of this.
That's
What
good.
can you do? So what can you do about this? Sometimes I used to have, I don't have to as much now, but I used to have to write it down. I'd be like, okay, why do you feel like this? And I'd be like, okay, you feel like this because of X, Y, and Z. You don't have deals or whatever. You don't have this lined up. Okay, what can you do about that? And I would literally write down, these are the things I could do about that. These are the things I can't do anything about. And it was like once I would write it down and identify it and almost, label the problem and call it something, it was a lot easier to get out of that mental state. And so it's like now, like, yeah, I've definitely adapted to where it's just like now, like I said, I'll have that moment and then I go, okay, shit, you got to fix it. It just is what it is. You got to work. You're going to fix it by doing these things and just keep doing these things until you're out of that.
All right. Man, that's I think somebody should write that down and do that, because that's a great way of dealing with a problem, man. Analyzing how you feel, why you feel a certain way, what you can do, what you can't do. That key part, what you can't do, you can let all that shit go. You can't do nothing about it, just let that shit go.
Can't
just do what you can do.
Literally, like that's how I looked at, like, with the market. I can't do nothing about what the government, what the Fed is doing about the rates. Can't change that, like I ain't politically strong enough to do nothing about that. So they're gonna change the rates how they see fit. All I can do is adjust to what the market gives me and get out there and hustle in a new way. And that's how I look at it. And that goes with, I think if any of you guys out there are running your own business and you're going through a moment of that, you got to really, really self-analyze. You know what I mean? Because nobody's coming to tap you on the shoulder and give you the answer to it. You got to really, really sit and self-analyze, man.
They ain't coming, right?
They ain't coming.
Nobody coming.
HR ain't coming through the door. You in HR. You got to figure it out, man.
Yeah, I think too, it's about prioritizing stuff too. Right. And if you spend a whole bunch of time on stuff what you're not good at, and you're not doubling down on what you're good at or what you did wrong, you focus so much on what you did wrong instead of trying to figure out how to correct it. It's two different things. I mean, you'll stay chasing your tail and you never get off the ground. I made a decision this week too to scrap my software. I know I haven't told you that, JD. I built this software from the ground up for the last 3 years. I'm scrapping it because we've grown so large right now that I need a more robust software to be able to manage 20 people. And could I have developed it to manage 20 people? Probably. Do I have enough time to get to 20 people and manage the software? Hell no. So
gotcha.
We got to cut it off. We got to move to a larger platform that has support. I also too, I know I talked a couple weeks ago about the website. I hate websites. Man, I did the last website and I was like, oh, I'm going to do a little bit of SEO. I'm not going to do it. I just hired somebody, just paid them. That's a weight off my shoulder. Lifted it up. Yes, it cost me money, but I have more time to focus on the real thing, growth, getting more larger accounts, and have a pulse more so on the business to be able to act and respond. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes total sense, because I know like with stuff like that, you not only you have a knack for it, you like doing it, and you can see it and it comes out. But to your point, this stuff take up a lot of time. It takes up a lot of time, man, having it just the right way and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, your time, especially where you're at and how your business has grown now, your time is spent elsewhere. Your time is better spent elsewhere, honestly. So it makes total sense, man.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Maybe I won't scrap it all the way. Maybe I just offer it to, anybody with 3 to 5 people want to work, it works great.
Get them started. They got a foundation already built for them.
Yeah, it'll be great. Maybe do that. Offer it $40. $40 a month. There you go.
See what they say. Solid, man.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much, man, it. The quarter, man. We about halfway through. Guys, I know we all been making some progress, but let's end this third quarter right and head to the fourth quarter and man, start hitting some of those upper level goals, man. We're a lot farther where we were from a year ago. I'll tell you that.
That's crazy.
Yes,
part,
definitely.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how you really, you spend so much time honing in on some things you're trying to do, and then you look back and I did that. I'm done with that.
Yep.
What's next? And the problem is never gonna go away, but I'm realizing that I don't think I want the problems to go away.
Right.
Because then imagine doing business and just making money all the time and never having any problems. I love business, but I love the opportunity of overcoming the next hurdle. I love to see the money flowing. That's exciting, you know what I'm saying? But if you just got money flowing all the time and you don't have no problem, it's boring as hell, man. It's boring. It's nice to have that little spice coming in and say, okay, we got this problem coming, and then you figure out how you're gonna resolve it, and then you resolve it, and you feel really good. Like, oh man, I really set myself in a different stratosphere from my competition because I just solved this problem that nobody could fucking solve.
Yeah.
And it feels good, man. It's a really good feeling.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I want to have enough money to I don't got to deal with them.
I hear that.
I want to have enough money when I get the problem, be like, I'm gonna pay somebody to take it. But real talk, at the same time, I feel you, Javante, because I think when you get to a certain point, though, there's a certain reward system there's a reward system you create by solving problems like that. You know what I mean? Like I look at it as the same way when you mow your lawn or you put something together, it sucks while you're doing it, but when you look at it and the lawn is freshly cut, it's edged up, it looks clean. There's a feeling of accomplishment with that goes with that. You're sweaty, you drink it makes that lemonade you have afterwards feel better. It makes that shower you take afterwards feel better. So it's that same type of accomplishment. So I totally feel where you're coming from and what you're saying though too.
Yeah.
Hey, gentlemen, Thursday, another good discussion. Catching up with y'all. Man, we got more to come, man. We got more to come. We got to bring some more business owners on here interview because I'm curious what they're doing going into the fourth quarter now. So, too, if you want to be on the show, go ahead, comment below. Contact us. We'll have you on Thursday. Talk a little bit about what you're doing. But man, it's a good day, and I'm gonna go home and get some food. It's time to get out of here. So once again, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how you're doing in your business. Devontae, JD, we out. This has been the Triple Profits Podcast, YouTube's #1 business podcast.
You know what it is.
Awesome.